Greetings and welcome to a special edition of Evolution Island, brought to you by Il Etc. Fashion, located at the world famous Beale Street in Memphis, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, when you get the chance to visit Soulful Memphis, please be sure to stop by to witness 40 years of Mid-South fashion and design innovation as we show you how to be Memphis cool with suits, hats, dresses, and souvenirs galore. Plus, we've got an amazing deal on souvenir t-shirts, 3 for $24.99, hand designed by American design icon James the Eel Man Clark, the founder of the oldest continuously running business on world famous Beale Street in Memphis, Tennessee, the home of the best barbecue you've ever tasted and the sharpest dressing citizens this nation and this world has ever seen. Hey, let's face it, everybody in Memphis knows how to stay super fly. Everybody in Memphis knows how to keep mighty clean. 38 years ago, God granted me the honor of making the transition as my father's soulful seed of positivity, growing and developing peacefully within the spiritual soil of my mother's womb, into the loving, compassionate, spiritual soul that has had the pleasure of moving with a moral discipline that the Most High Heavenly Father has embedded deep within my brain's inner subconscious. My birthday has always marked a day for me to reflect on the blessings that have been bestowed upon me with each precious year of human life. And as God has protected me through several obstacles throughout my life, I'm grateful for the ability to add the most honorable badge imaginable of 38 years of longevity of life to my God-granted name, Kristen Jamel Curry Sr. 38 years of blessed life on this divine earth. All praise be due unto the Most High Heavenly Father. As psychology, self-reflection, and meditation are all things that I've enjoyed practicing for many years, I'm grateful to have developed my intellectual creativity through technology. And now it brings me a great pleasure to share my own meditative birthday practices with my family worldwide, as you're all members of the Gwen Brooks Malone Divine family tree of extraordinary ladies and gentlemen. So on my birthday, rather than dwell on negative narcissistic behavior of other humans seeking to cover up additional dishonest negative narcissistic behavior by continuing to commit more and more dishonest behavior, I decided to devote all of my positive spiritual and emotional energy to increasing my own gratitude attitude for life itself, because everything that we choose to do negatively or positively, but everything that we choose to do as humans negatively, to manipulate and to trick and deceive humans, can never deceive God, as God sees everything that we see in real time. And in addition to that, God knows exactly how to teach each individual human mind how to learn the lessons that we need to learn in order to correct our human behavior, to right our wrongs and to correct our nature, our human nature. My father, my mothers, my uncles, my auntie raised me to become a man of morals, determined to raise the next wave of my family's worldview with the principles that were instilled within me. Gentlemen, and this is for all of the young gentlemen, right? Never underestimate the power of building bridges of love with your aunties, because they are the goddesses who can and will put in a good word about their nephews to other goddesses. And before you know it, you'll have your pick of the litter. And that's nothing that you should ever reconsider when you want to transact with that cootie cat. Ain't no time for no booty challenge. None of that matters. One of the main principles of the Gwen Brooks Malone family is building bridges. And this is something that I learned from my amazing cousin, Timothy Nettich. Just that one of the strongest patriarchs that we have within our family. So this past year, I was extremely nervous attending our 2023 family reunion in Memphis because I felt like I let my family down in deciding to part ways with my queen, who had been my queen for 17 faithful years. And I'd always prided myself on being able to take care of my family, because my family is my rock and the very essence of the gentlemanly moral that I've always displayed all around from a 360-degree perspective as a badge of honor to represent the values that my family has taught me. However, my anxiety was quickly erased as my family, they welcomed me with open arms as a single man. And I was even presented with my most coveted award that I've ever been presented, as a token of gratitude and appreciation for always upholding our family's ability to pray for peace, to pray for calm in the midst of any of life's adversities or storms. So you see, despite any negative energy directed towards family members in an attempt to purposely cause my family members to view me in a negative light, despite that, my family came together to present me with an award. And our family reunion was amazing. And we even enjoyed a peaceful cruise on the majestic waters of the mighty Mississippi River, while there was a whole lot of negativity and a lack of serenity taking place during a similar riverboat excursion in Montgomery, Alabama. Now, don't get it twisted. The Gwen Brooks Malone family wouldn't have hesitated to have gotten jiggy with it if needed, but there's rarely a time when our family jigginess has to be broken out, because we know that we like to treat people how we want to be treated, and we treat all humans equally. You see, because nevertheless, regardless of what careers we pursue or degrees we acquire or professional accolades or titles we achieve, we're all blessed with our families. And whenever we're united, while all of our accomplishments, our professional accomplishments, they make a difference in the outside world, the main thing that matters to our families is our ability to love one another, to share our families' love with the world, right? To build bridges with other human minds instead of walls. We in the Gwen Brooks Malone family pride ourselves on building bridges with all human minds, because you see, as you build a bridge with a human mind, and as no human mind knows the time that they're going to make the transition to the afterlife, as you build those bridges with those human minds who have gone on to the afterlife, to the heavens, to become angels, those bridges still remain, and those angels help guide the paths of the people, the precious souls that have taken that time while they were on earth to build those bridges with them. It's a beautiful thing. And it's a constant cycle. I'll never forget on a family trip to visit my Uncle Al down in Texas. I was listening in on a grown folks conversation that I really had no business listening in to. But my Uncle Donald leaned over to my Uncle Mickey and he said, he was looking at me and he was looking at my cousin, my road dog, Dwight. He was looking at us and he said, my Uncle Donald said to my Uncle Mickey, he said, Chris and Dwight have to be two of the most mild-mannered young men that I have ever seen. Now, hearing my uncles compliment our nature, our gentlemanly nature, our behavior early on provided Dwight and I with that positive psychological reinforcement throughout our lives. As our mild-mannered demeanors continue to grow, continue to evolve, and they provided calm, they provided peace for everyone, including the ladies, even at the tender ages of 16 and 15. We provided peace and calm and that mild-mannered gentleman nature for the ladies of the Ebony Lace Gentlemen's Club. We behaved as mild-mannered gentlemen, far more mature than our chronological age. And we shared laughs and we spoke life into those ladies because it made us feel good to make them feel good. And we no longer go to the strip clubs, but we appreciate the creativity, the movement, the artistry of the ladies of the gentleman clubs of Memphis and of the world. And the fun that we had at the Ebony Lace, it was good, clean, all-American fun. We had a blast. It was all positive. Nevertheless, my cousin Dwight and I, as we grew older, we always held on to those ideals that our families taught us, right? And today we reminisce on our ability to make hallmark memories wherever we go, and to have had that ability to make those hallmark memories at the Ebony Lace Gentleman Club at the tender ages of 16 and 15. That's amazing. So whenever I left Memphis, Tennessee 18 years ago, or when I left Memphis, Tennessee 18 years ago, I knew that I came from a family and an entire city of soulful angels. And it's been my honor to brag about the plethora of positivity that exists in the Bluff City. This past year, I've had the privilege of discovering my inner artist in amazing Baltimore, the Charm City. And for decades, Baltimore had been portrayed in a negative light, as the negative aspects of the city were glorified. And this caused crime to swell each year. However, the city is defined by the minds, the brilliant minds of the citizens who live there, and the community leaders, the leaders such as Marcus Mason and Keish the Lioness, and the host of leaders within the city of Baltimore that made it possible for the minds of Baltimore to come together to discover their creative artistry. Because I was welcomed into the Baltimore artist family by my brother Nate Variety, by Kiana LaShawn, by Kosarena, by all of the artists, KS1 everywhere. Justo the comedian. I was grateful to have that opportunity to be able to discover my artistry in 2023 while learning of different ways to speak life into the youth of Baltimore through mentoring the youth with the Baltimore Area Urban League, Young Professionals, our president, Kobe Smith. It's amazing. And I'll forever be grateful to my brother Josh for being an amazing brother's keeper and granting me an opportunity to take that time to focus on taking accountability for my areas for improvement within a relationship, so that way I could prepare for my next queen and he could prepare for his as well. Just as you never judge a book by its cover, you never judge a city by its real estate. And as the land that Baltimore inhabits is divine, the hearts and the souls of the citizens of Baltimore are filled with an uncanny charm, and the minds are continuously evolving. And they're bringing about true change within an amazing city that is transformed into one of the talent epicenters of the U.S. and the world, for that matter. From my time in the Charm City, I'm grateful for my evolution as I will be a Baltimore creative artist for life. And as I've enjoyed the lessons learned in Baltimore, I look forward to bringing the creativity to Memphis, Tennessee, in an effort to speak in an abundance of life into a city that is filled with talented minds of all ages. For centuries, Memphis has been the cultural, the music, the soul mecca of the Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, local tri-state area, with local musicians and artists flooding the world-famous Beale Street with rhythm, blues, and raw soul for centuries. The city is filled with local talent that needs to be cultivated in a positive light. Those minds need to be cultivated to combat the recent string of violence that has plagued the city in recent times. Just like Baltimore, Memphis has the technology, right? Memphis has the tools to deter crime through creativity, through cultivating minds. Instead of kids clowning one another for being smart, checking each other, joning each other, laughing at each other. Instead of teenagers trying to mimic the negative behavior that they hear in music, as we encourage our youth for developing their creativity, their mentalities will change as more youth will want to become artists and creatives. All it takes is for great minds to come together through technology to schedule and to coordinate neighborhood watch parties, to schedule and coordinate talent shows and fashion shows at local schools and libraries and community centers, the places that we don't go anymore, right? So that we can repurpose those areas, we can fill those areas with those youth, and we can ensure that the youth of Memphis have the confidence within their own intellect before age 18. And it doesn't stop in Memphis, because through technology, we can create a coalition of cities all across this nation to come together to get this done, to just reshape and recondition the mind, right? In times past, creative kids, they would get ridiculed and clowned for thinking outside the box. But now it's time to help our entire city mature by providing safe outlets for our young creative genius minds to flourish in peace. The more artists, the more creatives, there are who are willing to contribute to a city's collective culture, the more tourists will be attracted to that city's collective magnetism. And magnetism is something that the city of Memphis has wholeheartedly. And as the city's traditional base of tourists who visit Memphis to see Elvis Presley's Graceland stays strong, it's also important to cultivate new acts, new artists, new talent, to continuously attract new tourists of a younger age demographic to a city to help that city continue to thrive. After all, Beale Street is Memphis, Tennessee's entertainment hub, filled with barbecue restaurants and music lounges galore. And the one thing that is embedded in every Memphian's mind is a passion for fashion. So this is exactly why I'm very grateful, extremely grateful, to invite all of the family and friends that I've earned throughout the years through exhibiting my honesty and my trust to come visit us in the city of Memphis this year, or whenever you can. And we'll have some barbecue spaghetti and some barbecue nachos. We'll get down to some world famous music. I'll show you how to juke. I'll show you how Memphis barbecue grill masters cook. And then we'll send you on your way with some collectible souvenir shirts with just 3 for $24.99. So you can remember the blast that you had at Ill Etc. Fashions down at Ill on Beale. So you'll never forget how we provided you with that good old deal for real. Nevertheless, I look forward to using the creativity, the hustle, the love for the city to ensure that all Memphians will forever have great pride in the city down by the riverside. And as we take the time to reflect this month on the history of our unsung forefathers, our Black leaders, our ancestors, right? It's an honor and a privilege to have them watch over us, because in the same breath that we are all human beings are all Black history, we are also all world history. And we are all also current world news. And we will forever inspire the world's future wave of students and scholars. Because in the same breath that we're all forever students to God's lessons, we're forever teachers to the next wave of scholars within our precious youth. All praise be due unto the Most High Heavenly Father. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Evolution Island.
And in the words of my dear Auntie Freddie Mae, remember that I love you, but God loves you more than me. And it doesn't get any better than God's love, because God is love. Take care, y'all, and much love.